Is Toy Story one of the greatest animation trilogies of all time? Well, for this week and the coming weeks, we are going to be taking a look at the Toy Story films. And this time we'll be going in reverse. First, we'll be looking at Toy Story 3. 11 years have subsided between Toy Story 2 and 3, both in the real world, but the time gap between the two films being released in cinema, and in the Toy Story world, as Andy becomes a young college student, soon to head off to college due to a miscommunication with his mother. The toys he was meant to put up in the loft end up going to a Sunnyside daycare centre. Woody, also nowhere is just a simple cock-up, and despite his friends trying to convince him to start a new life, he tries to return to Andy's and ends up in the ownership of a young 4-year-old girl. Meanwhile, the other toys learn it's not quite as simple as they would have thought of at Sunnyside, as they soon find themselves treated to misabuse, torture, destruction and wreckage by the children of the Caterpillar Room, who are 4 and under. Whereas the other toys are treated with the most absolute respect. As they try to rebel and move up in sort of room stages, the toy leader, Lotso, captures and reprograms Bugs into his standard mode, and to make him look like as if the other toys are followers of Emperor Zurg. As the toys try and fail to stop Buzz and Lotso, Woody learns the truth behind Lotso and why he is so cold and uncaring. Sacrificing his plan to try and return to Andy's, he instead goes back to Sunnyside in an attempt to free his toys, cure Buzz, stop Lotso, and everyone live happy ever after. But it isn't always as simple as that. What can I say? I freaking love Toy Story, and this film is quite frankly my favourite of the trilogy. It's cute, it has so many funny moments, and there's so many moments in the film that make you reminiscent of other films. For instance, the monkey scene near the beginning, that reminds you of Lord of the Rings. The end scene, just that, well, not quite the end scene, more the scene in the garbage dump. Does that remind you of something? Titanic. That's right, Titanic. As the ship prepares to go down, the toys prepare to go down and submit their fate of being incinerated. I'm sorry if that's a spoiler for anyone, but really, I can't think of anyone who hasn't seen Toy Story 3. And this film can bring out mixed emotions. As I say, many films will make you laugh so much you might wreck yourself, and towards the end, the ending scenes might make you cry so much you'll be crying rivers. And I have to tell you, during the incinerator scene when my sister first saw this film, she thought the film was going to end with them going into the fire, a black screen, and people going, "That's what you do if you don't look after your toys." Might sound like a bit cruel and stupid, but that's what she honestly thought. But alas, that didn't happen, spoiler alert, and instead you'll be treated to something heartbreaking but much better. And of course, this film has a whole range of talented actors, all portraying voices of course. Tom Hanks as Woody, Timothy Dalton as Mr. Pricklepants, Jeff Garlin as Buttercup, Joan Cusack as Woody, and Michael Keaton as Ken, the male equivalent of Barbie. And of course, in there, always fulfilling a Pixar role, John Ratzenberger as Ham. Now, John has been in so many Pixar films. He's been in WALL-E, all the Toy Story films, Monsters Inc. and more. He is always assured a cameo in every Pixar film. That shows how devoted he can be to a series. Well, not quite a series, but a series of films created by what is quite possibly one of the greatest animation studios of all time. I mean, really, you can't get any better than Pixar. Look at some of the gems they've rolled out. Okay, you can't really count Cars as them. I mean, they're a bit... yeah. But all the others are masterpieces. Next week, we look at Toy Story 2. And will that be better than Toy Story 3? Find out.